Imagine a bubbling red pot in the center of the table. Steam rises, carrying the spicy, tangy smell of fermented kimchi, soft tofu, and rich pork. This is Kimchi Jjigae, Korea's ultimate comfort stew, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, how to eat it, and how to order the perfect bowl in Korea. Kimchi Jjigae is a hearty stew made mainly with aged kimchi, pork or tuna, tofu, green onions, and sometimes glass noodles or rice cakes. Visually, it's all about that deep, glossy red broth from Korean chili flakes called gochugaru, with white tofu cubes and slices of pork swimming inside. The texture is a beautiful mix: soft, almost melty kimchi, silky tofu, and tender meat in a hot, slightly thick soup that keeps bubbling right at your table. Flavor-wise, Kimchi Jjigae is a balance of spicy, salty, and sour, with a huge punch of umami. The aged kimchi brings a tangy, fermented sourness, the pork fat adds deep richness, and the gochujang gives it a slow, warming heat rather than just painful spice. It's not just spicy soup. You get layers: first the aroma of garlic and sesame, then the chili heat, then a lingering savory taste that makes you keep going back for one more spoonful. Historically, Kimchi Jjigae started as a brilliant way not to waste old, very sour kimchi. Koreans discovered that long-fermented kimchi becomes magic when boiled with pork and broth, transforming sharp sourness into deep, comforting flavor. It doesn't belong to just one city. From Seoul to Busan, everyone eats it, but every family and every restaurant has its own style, a kind of house identity, hidden in the pot. In Korean homes, Kimchi Jjigae is weekday comfort food, hangover cure, and rainy day soul warmer all at once. It's usually served still boiling in a black stone pot called dalsit, and always eaten with a bowl of plain white rice on the side. You don't drink the stew alone like a soup. You scoop some stew over your rice, mix a little, and alternate between spoonfuls of rice and spoonfuls of that spicy broth. The best way to enjoy it? Get a spoonful of rice, add a piece of soft kimchi, a chunk of pork, maybe a bit of tofu, and dip it lightly into the broth before you eat it in one big bite. Side dishes are banchan, like roasted seaweed, mild stir-fried vegetables, and of course extra kimchi, help reset your palate between spicy bites. If you like eggs, crack a raw egg into the boiling stew and let it poach for extra creaminess that softens the spice. Now some fun tips for when you're in Korea. On the menu, look for kimchi jjigae, or the English, kimchi stew, usually one of the most affordable dishes, often around 7 to 10 USD in regular restaurants. If you don't like pork, say chamchi kimchi jjigae for tuna version, or ask not too spicy, please, and many places will go a little easier on the chili. And here's a pro move: ask for a side of ramyun noodles added into the stew. It turns your kimchi jjigae into the ultimate spicy noodle feast. If you've tried kimchi jjigae before, tell me in the comments. Was it love at first bite, or was it too spicy? And if you haven't tried it yet, is it going on your food bucket list now? Hit like if you could almost smell that bubbling red stew through the screen, and subscribe for more Korean food deep dives. Yolioban, Gudog Jam Nullyo Jaseo.